Folks, it's halftime of the Final Four. Game one, Gonzaga versus South Carolina, 45-36 at the half. We were just watching, big man, as that late three-pointer that has not been counted would have been a huge momentum changer to be up 48-36, but instead 45-36. Big man, welcome in here. You know, we're going to do this a little bit live. We got a nice little halftime shot to do this. Thoughts on that first half alone, man?
Well, I mean, pathetic defensively if you're South Carolina. I mean, you're basically on pace to give up 90 points. Just not good enough. I mean, Gonzaga, though, like always, very efficient. I mean, Donnie, that's what they do. I mean, I don't know how many times they had to shoot over 55% before people say, you know what? It doesn't matter where they are. They're going to shoot effectively. I mean, they're shooting 58%. They're 5 for 9 from three. And they really haven't even been to the foul line. I thought the officials were pretty bad in the first half. I mean, a lot of and again, I don't know if that's just letting them play, but a lot of contact being made on both sides, limited calls for the most part. Yeah, I mean, if you like defense, this is not a good game for you, which is surprising because I think we all thought we would see a great defensive game.
It's completely the opposite there from what I had actually thought, and I'm glad because you know me all week. I even put out a video early in the week leaning towards the under 138 in this one. Pulled off it a little bit because I found something a little bit better in the second game, but almost burned by it. And once again, folks, joining us here, you know, thanks for joining in on the chat box, powered by uwager.eu and also SBRodds.com. And always check us out on Twitter at SBR Sports Picks. But thoughts on that first half? Again, 45-36, high-scoring pace.
I mean, you also, Donnie, look at the fact that there's 10 three-pointers in this game. If you told me that, which I got to say, I recommended you back a low amount of three-pointers, 12. I mean, these are two of the best three-point defenses in the country. Particularly South Carolina does not shoot the three ball well at all. Very surprising this game. I had no belief that it would be 45-36 at half.
Yeah, now one would think if you watch South Carolina throughout the tournament so far, South Carolina has Gonzaga right where they want them, down 9 points at the half. It's their MO. They usually make a charge. But this is a little bit different team here. I mean, this is a heavyweight fight that they're going into. The one thing that might play out a little bit down the stretch, you saw how well Zach Collins played in the first half. Karnowski goes down with an eye injury. Just saw some of the updates there coming through that he is still probable to return, but never a good look to have an eye injury.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think Collins is a better matchup in this game for Gonzaga. Listen, Karnowski is slow. I mean, we can't not say he isn't. I mean, I think Collins is going to be just fine in there. Obviously, you want him to play, Karnowski, but I don't know if it's the end of the world if he doesn't play. But it's an eye. Who knows though? Because if your cornea is scratched, you're screwed for all intents and purposes. But yeah, I would hope that he's back. He should be back. In a game like this, he'll probably be back. But yeah, this is really interesting. And Donnie, I want to point out South Carolina. I know they have 36 points. They're only down 9, which is good. They didn't shoot particularly well.
No.
You have to figure they're not going to continue to shoot 5 for 12 from three. Listen, if I'm Gonzaga, I am a little concerned with the fact that I'm only up 9 because it seems like Gonzaga should be up 15, 16.
Well, the one thing that you're going to want to take a look at as well, the way that pace was, 45-36 in the first half, well over the total, 75.5, to be honest with you, still in this type of ball game environment. One would think, Jeff, it's going to tighten up a little bit in the second half and not just be a free-for-all. I mean, let's not forget, number 1 and number 2 in adjusted defensive efficiency on both sides of the ball for these teams. You wouldn't think they're going to run wild in the second half here.
No, I wouldn't think. I mean, obviously the pace was extremely high. But, the problem you have with unders in Gonzaga is they are really efficient. I mean, you can't get away from that. They've only been to the line twice. You have to think that's going to tighten up a little bit, especially with the fact that South Carolina is a team that does foul a lot. For me, there's not a particular ton of value in the second half. I don't see a huge, play that I'm really looking at. I mean, maybe I guess if you consider obviously the level of game this is, maybe it tightens up, like you said, a little bit. I would hope these defenses play better in the second half. I mean, you look at what they did. They scored what did they score? 82 points, 81 points. I would say probably under
No
76.
deep foul trouble either. So, I mean, you're going to get
Yeah.
the Silvers for a full game. You're going to get the defensive guys for a full game. Also, if we take a look, SBRodds.com, just checking a look at some halftime numbers out here. Still hanging around that 75.5, 76, popping up at some sites. But if you take a look, Jeff, Gonzaga's opened up at -1 in the second half. If you have Gonzaga in this game, 6.5, 7, whatever you got, that's a good number for you. But we've seen it all along in this tournament. The second half, the team that's up at the half collapses upon itself, fighting for its life down the stretch. Looking at this game, I won't have any wager in the second half, but I'm probably leaning towards South Carolina getting 1 point in this one just because that's the way this tournament's been going.
But I also will point out, other than Gonzaga really just collapsing, it's hard to believe they're going to lose this game. I mean, unless, again, they get in a lot of foul trouble and it just nothing goes their way. But, I mean, I got to be honest, I thought South Carolina played particularly well, obviously on the offensive end, and they're still only shooting 37%. So, yeah, I think the game plan from Few is good. Obviously, a lot of high percentage looks. There are a lot around the rim. I would say that Gonzaga will cover this game. I, again, don't have a lot on the second half, maybe under. But also you have to realize these, kids at the end, they just never want a game to end. They'll be down 12 and fouling with 20 seconds left. So, that's what sucks about some of these games. But, I'm sitting on a bet now. I have the team total under for South Carolina. I guess it's not totally cooked. It's not looking particularly good. I need Gonzaga to tighten it up a little bit on the second in the second half here.
Yeah, so I mean, it's all going to come down to how that foul situation sits out. But one thing, if you're, giving you pause, Gonzaga, South Carolina with Thornwell, he's 1 for 5 from the field. They're down 9 points, but they scored 36 points. If you would have told me, Jeff, before the game, Thornwell's going to have 5 points in the half and shoot 1 for 5 from the field, I'd have South Carolina at about 18 to 20 points at the half, considering what he does for them. So certainly surprised. But again, just the eye-opening thing here, 45-36 at the half with two of the best defensive teams in the country. That's what's got everybody buzzing here.
I mean, I know they gave up 45 points, but if you're South Carolina, you have to be pretty happy where you are, I think. I mean, I know you're down 9, but, as efficient as they were, you're only down 9. Thornwell didn't do anything, They've been real balanced. I mean, Silva's got 7. Dozier's got 5. McKee has 8. Some guy named McKee who is some random guy. They've been pretty balanced. So, listen, that 3, that would have hurt if that would have counted at the end. Because instead of being down 9, then you're down 12. It kind of just looks different. But, yeah, listen, Zag's got to keep it up. They got to continue to keep their foot on the gas. This is kind of like it was in that Xavier game. They were up about, I think, 10 points at that point. I'd have to look at that. But then they just kind of turned it on in the second half. Yeah, they were up 49-39, which really a carbon copy, Donnie, of this game.
Yeah, I mean, the Zags are built for this too. I mean, this is what they do. They're not a turnover-prone team. They don't foul that much. They have quite a bit of depth. They're not in foul trouble at the half. So everything leads point. I mean, if you would have had, Collins with 3 fouls or, Goss with 3 fouls or somebody like that, I mean, they're not in trouble. So they can roll and play high tempo in the second half if they want to. They can slow it down if they want to, and they can get physical if they want to.
Gun to my head, I would take Gonzaga second half and the under. I think
I actually like the unders a bet. That 76 seems like a pretty good total. Again, as long as you don't get that 7 or 8 point, which you might, in the last minute where they just continue to foul. But something tells me this team might tighten up a little bit here and slow the pace down. I don't anticipate, you saw Gonzaga even the first 5 minutes of the game. I mean, long outlet passes, that's going to change in the second half because every possession is going to count, a la like an NBA All-Star game where they finally play defense in the second half. Look for this game to slow down a little bit. I would lean towards the under 76 in this one as well, big man.
Yeah, again, I think Gonzaga will open it up. I think they'll end up winning this game by 10 plus. It's an interesting half. It definitely was. But it's awesome kind of that we're doing this, Donnie. I know they're having a cool little viewing party down at at headquarters down at SBR. And, I know they're watching the game in a big conference room and having some fun down there. So it's kind of cool to do this. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't mind coming back for the other game too at halftime. Maybe that would be kind of fun.
We'll see. The only thing is I might be 3 sheets to the wind in that second game with stress, alcohol, and food. So we'll see. That's right. Yeah, the what is it? The SEC isn't going to come after us on through the internet, are they? So
nothing wrong with that. Yeah. You could probably be on crack probably and do a show. I don't think it matters.
Nothing changed that much there in the big. Looks like still 75.5, 76, holding strong. -0.5 is out there, a little bit double juice, -1 across the board for Gonzaga. So again, if you're a Gonzaga backer, that's a really good sign for you.
Yeah, exactly. I would like to see some of the cronies down at SBR get on the camera here. What's going on over there, guys? Get on the camera. We want to see what your thoughts are on this game. Hey, is Dak Prescott at the game, Donnie?
I think Dak Prescott is down at SBR headquarters for this one, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't see him enough on last night's game.
We're popping on.
Look at that. Look at the nice, relaxed atmosphere down there.
Look at that. Look at these guys. I mean, this is what life is all about, what they got going on. Look at this spread they got. They're just hanging out. They got all their favorite.
We're just waiting for the rest of the crew to show up. We're downstairs right now, but we've got a party set up upstairs. We're just waiting for people to show up. We're just going.
You got to take the bull off the room and put it in that room with you over there.
Right. Right.
Justin, one thing I can say. What was that, Zach? What did he say?
Oh, I said we were just going over our bets and putting our bets in. I love. I just picked up at 5 dimes under 76 at minus 117.
Yeah, I like
it. And what you like under 76 as well?
No, I was just listening to Colin. Heard Donnie's breakdown. Love the under second half.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, for as
man. I don't know.
much offense as we've seen, I just can't think we see this much offense in the second half. Really shocked Gonzaga put up 45 and shot lights out. Charles Stark, nice. Yeah, I don't know that I'm shocked. I mean, this is Gonzaga. This is what they do. They're efficient. But, yeah, I'm shocked as all hell that the score is what it is. Yeah.
Big man, what do you think, by the way, with Gonzaga going the zone a little bit here in the first half?
What was it?
Martin, Matty Ice.
Yo, there they are.
Look at them. Look at the guys in the background there. Yeah.
They're just hanging.
Drew got a tan out there already? Woohoo.
Yeah, already.
Come on down, boys.
We'll be down soon. Donnie, what was your question? I didn't hear that.
No, what do you think about Gonzaga going zone about midway through the first half there? It's kind of interesting that they actually did that.
Yeah, and I mean, you saw towards the end of the half, the final 5 minutes, it really kind of tell. If I got to grab my food at the door, guys, I'll be right back.
Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles is
There we go. Drew, can you hear me over there, buddy?
Yeah, I got you, Donnie.
Yeah, give me a breakdown that for just watching it from afar there like we are as well. What was your feeling on that game? I mean, big dome environment. I didn't expect that much scoring. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, initial thoughts are just Gonzaga's on fire. I'm almost thinking on, taking the other side and maybe going South Carolina +1 in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the MO of the tournament. I mean, these kids make a charge. You see, and again, always that late game situation you see yourself in. Let's just say Gonzaga's up 10 with about 2.5 minutes to go. Most of these teams just go into a shell, dribble time off the clock, and leave the other team out to push for breaks, hit those late threes. So it's kind of interesting in that. But yeah, I know Big Man would lean towards Gonzaga here, but I would lean just because South Carolina's MO in the second half is being down almost double digits and coming back and closing the door. So going to be an interesting second half to watch.
They've been here multiple times this tournament, so they're right in their sweet spot.
No panic there. I agree.
Somebody's saying here they took the second half over with Karnowski out. I get the feeling he's not going to be out for very long. Thurmond definitely not 100% with the flu. Yeah, I mean, from what they said, he was 100% healthy. So I don't know.
They're not going to tell you any different. They're going to also tell you in the second game that Barry looks the best he's ever looked on his 2 bum ankles.
Right. Yeah, I hear you. But I would go Gonzaga second half. I think they kind of pile on a little bit. They're already up 9. This looks really similar to what we saw in that Xavier game to me. I think Gonzaga will continue to hit their shots. And I think, South Carolina almost overachieved with what they did in the first half. I don't know if they're going to do much better from the floor. Yeah, that's what I have. Guys, are we going to be 3 sheets to the wall later, or are we going to be doing this later? Or?
Well, we do have Sportsbit coming on for a post-game after, I guess post-Final Four. Right after. But if you guys do want to do a second halftime show, or maybe just a recap on this game is coming up too quick. But yeah, man, if you guys want to, I'm down. Yeah,
we'll figure something out. I know Donnie's got his family and stuff. We'll figure something out for sure.
I got family too.
I got my family.
This guy.
Well, I know. But you guys are there. I know. But all right, that's it.
That's all good. That's fun. Just doing a quick little halftime update. Once again, folks, check out at SBR Sports Picks there on Twitter, SBRodds.com, powered by uwager.eu, handling us through March Madness right through the tournament. Should be an exciting second half. I know a lot of people out there got some wagers, so good luck with those wagers. And never know, we might pop on a little bit later tonight as well.